So apparently now we live in 2 states, Virginia and Florida.
Yes, we do. And we realize, okay, what are we going to do about health insurance?
Well, hey everybody, I'm Bill.
And I'm Elizabeth. Live simple.
Live free. And we are here in Florida now. We've been here for a couple of weeks. This is our Airbnb. We're absolutely loving it here.
It's actually a very nice Airbnb.
Yeah. But you know, when we decided to do this, buy a snowbird home, we had a lot of arrangements that we needed to make.
Yeah, there's stuff to do.
And one of them was actually something that many of you have asked about, and that is, what about our health insurance?
Yeah.
But, you know, it goes even a little bit deeper than that, because what about our doctors?
Yeah. So if we have our main doctors in Virginia, then what do we do about the time in Florida? Or if we have, set up main doctors in Florida, what do we do about Virginia? You know, we've realized that, at our getting younger all the time age is something we need to take kind of seriously. And, I'm kind of in the middle of doing stuff, especially with my lungs right now, and you're in the middle of trying to get this knee to heal up. So we had to really think about it.
We haven't really found a solution to that as far as where do we set up our doctors.
Yeah.
Still trying to work through that, and or just think about for any major appointments we might have to drive one way or the other to see the doctor. But the other big question, and in many ways it was even more important, was what about health insurance?
Yeah, to me that was the real biggie. Yeah. Now, the Aetna plan that we've been on, which has been really good, we've had very good, we're on Medicare, and so it was an Aetna Medicare.
Yeah, she has been on Medicare basically since her
2 years after the stroke.
Yeah. So she's been on it for many years. I only went on to Medicare for a few months ago, actually.
Yeah, he turned 65.
And so we have the Aetna as the, I don't know, what do you call it?
It's like
supplemental
Medicare is supplemental. It's a. Yeah. They mix the insurance with the Medicare. It's been a really, really good plan.
And so we have been really happy with Aetna in Virginia. It's worked very well for all of the doctors in our network. Everybody in our hospital and all the doctors in the area were all in Aetna. Worked very well.
Yeah. But the thing that we were concerned about, that plan was an HMO and has worked beautifully. But we were concerned about is that on a plan like that, you will get care in other places, other states, other places, but only if it's an emergency. So I didn't know if I wanted to be spending, quite a bit of time in Florida and only be able to go to the doctor if it was an emergency.
So like if I had injured my knee down here instead of like up there, I could have gone to the emergency room and they would have covered it all. But then to try to get specialist doctor appointments and physical therapy and all that kind of stuff, that's no longer an emergency and it wouldn't cover it. Or it would be what? Out of network cost or something? I don't know.
Yeah,
more than I do.
It would for him to try to get the MRI and get the follow-up care. I don't think that would have worked very well. It would have been extremely expensive, and I'm not sure exactly whether it's considered out of network or just not insurable. I don't know if it's not considered an emergency.
So obviously Aetna wasn't going to work for us. So we were in a real dilemma. And we spent several months discussing all of this, and you did a lot of research.
Yeah, I did a lot of research. It's not that Aetna was the issue. It was what kind of a plan should we have? Aetna's a good program. We were with
the plan that we had with Aetna wasn't going to work because it only covered emergencies here in Florida.
Right. So, way back when I first got on Medicare, if you've had a disability, they put you on Medicare after 2 years, if you're like permanently disabled.
After her stroke.
After the stroke. So, anyway, I had called and been able to track down basically a health insurance broker. That's just basically what they are. And so the guy was great. He talked me through all sorts of different plans. And I was thrilled because we could get one that did not have any premiums, did not have any deductibles, and was very good coverage. So good, Part D coverage, all that, the medicine and stuff. So, I went with him, and then that place has helped me to set up your dad, my dad, you. I've used it a lot. So I thought, well, okay. And so I called back to that same place. I'll tell you the name of it. It's called Insurum, and I've liked them. We're not being at all affiliated with them or anything like that. I'm just letting you know they've been great to work with. It's just called Insurum. But anyway, so talking to someone there, it was really good because I told her our exact situation, and so she helped us to find something, and it is working really, really well. We both need to know that if we need a doctor for something, or we really need some kind of care of some sort, that we're going to be covered. Now, as of this point, we're going to talk about the plan that we've got now, but as of this point, I think we're pretty much keeping our main doctors, all that stuff, up in Virginia. Just some different stuff I've been having to get done, and all that. So I'm going to be up there at a good time to be able to see the pulmonologist again. So we're going to try to juggle things pretty well so that the big important appointments, we can be up there for that.
Yeah. Well, okay. How's this for irony? I mentioned the other day that Thrive Life is having a convention in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Now, that's only a couple of hours from where we live in Virginia.
And we've been hoping for that for so long.
I have been pushing for years for that, and they finally do that. And here I am in Florida, where we have like a 10-hour drive to get there. How ironic is that? But the reason I'm bringing that up is that we're going up to Charlotte for February 3rd and 4th, and then from there we're going to go back to our home in Virginia for a couple of days and go to a couple of doctor's appointments that we have set up during that time.
Yes.
So we're just going to have to work things, and then we're coming back down here to Florida for another month at least and more.
Yeah.
So we're just going to have to try to work with scheduling and as best we can, Now, fortunately, we don't have a 3-day drive back and forth. We can do it in a day.
Big old long day.
Yeah. So, but it is a little bit awkward, but it's going to be workable as far as arranging doctor's appointments.
Right. Well,
and then, I had my MRI up there, and he prescribed physical therapy, but because we're on this new plan, I was able to get a PT office down here that's covered here in Florida. So I'm now doing PT for my knee, and it's all covered under our new plan.
Yeah, it's been real good physical therapy, So anyway, we went from an HMO to a PPO. Okay, whatever those things mean. But basically, it was wonderful. We changed over to Humana just because that fit our needs the most. I'm not promoting Humana or Aetna or Insurum or anything that. We're just sharing what we have found in our own situation. And it is nice to work with somebody that knows what they're talking about. It's been really helpful, when I went to the kind of insurance broker kind of thing. Insurum, yeah. But anyway, so we ended up going with Humana because they had a PPO that has been really great because the costs, all the stuff that we had on our other insurance has been comparable, very comparable, and we're allowed to change because we're allowed to do it because we're, going to be like spending time in Florida, like moving to Florida kind of thing, and that gave us a chance to switch it over because we had to be able to have a different kind of coverage because normally you only have a window of opportunity to change out your insurance. So we were able to. The coming down to Florida was our good reason, to do that. And so under this plan now, as long as anybody is in the network,
any doctor,
any hospital, any pharmacy, any medical thing, the physical therapy place, as long as they're in this network, and it's another big network like we had in Aetna, then we can use it wherever we are.
So we can use it in Florida, we can use it in Virginia. I don't know, could we use it in Colorado or someplace where we're trapped? Still be in network? It's a
national plan.
Okay.
And as long as they're in network, as long as they have this particular plan, Medicare insurance plan thing, we can get the coverage, the care we need. So I'm probably going to want to kind of find a doctor down here just to get to know a little bit. It'd be nice to have somebody that at least kind of knows our history a little bit. But our main doctors will still be in Virginia. But I tell you what, it was really nice to come down here and have him be able to go this great PT place. The physical therapy's been really good. I mean, good grief, a physical therapist is like a doctorate. It's just and so that's been really good. And I have a fairly major test coming up again. And we were able to get approval from the new insurance, because as of the first of the year, anything after that had to be the new insurance. Anyway, I don't know how much you've ever had to deal with the whole health insurance thing or Medicare or whatever, but I think this is going to work really, really well.
So, I think bottom line is, what do you do with insurance? Well, there are many insurance plans out there. And if you have insurance that doesn't work for your situation, shop around until you find one that does work.
Right.
And for us, Aetna worked great when we were in Virginia, but split in 2 states, it didn't work for us anymore.
No.
So we found Humana that will give us the in-network pricing for both states.
Yeah, it's I don't know if it's an HMO to PPO thing or what. I know that when I was helping my dad get set up with his dad and my dad, the insurance that they had was just not. I didn't think was good enough, and it was costing, and I just didn't think it was, good. And also, my dad's plan was set up for California, and that wasn't going to work when he came out and started staying with my sister in Maine. So, but with my dad. There's 2 different insurance policies we were looking at, and the guy asked a lot of pertinent questions, and when he found out about one of the breathing medicines my dad needed, he said, well, that's going to decide which plan, because, wow, on one of the plans, it would have cost $15. On the other one, it would have been $1,200 a month. And so, I just appreciate that they'll get into a lot of detail about the meds you need, what your concerns are, and just... because there are other kinds of plans that you can get with Medicare. Now they cost, but it's the kind of thing where it'll pay for absolutely everything. But I just feel like that's more necessary when you've got some health issues that are just going to be ongoing expensive, But even with my hoopla, these plans so far have covered as much as I needed. I've been pretty pleased with them. So yeah. I feel like that if we have to, we can go to the doctor, and I will be talking to you pretty soon about what the pulmonologist has had to say.
About your lungs.
About my lungs, yeah. So I'm not terminally anything, it's not cancer or anything like that, so I don't want people to start getting scared, but I just need to get a little bit more information before I try to start talking about it. But yeah, I do have an issue with my lungs. So, anyway, it feels good to know there's going to be coverage for whatever we need, and he's getting his knee taken care of.
Yeah, I have another appointment with a physical therapist in an hour and a half.
Yeah. Yeah. And I am enjoying the air down here. I'm enjoying breathing. I mean, I got to admit, this is going to be good to get out of the cold. And so we're loving it down here. I still love my home in Virginia. I got to be there for my dogwood blooming. I want to be there for the summer. I miss the kids and grandkids like crazy. I miss our friends at church. I do, but I want to see the leaves turn in the fall. And one way or another, I'm going to be with family for Christmas. But in terms of cold weather, I'm grateful I have some place to go, and I like it here.
Yeah. So. We were out yesterday. We met a friend that we haven't seen in a long time. We met him in a park, and we spent some time there. And it was a chilly day. It was a beautiful sunny day, bright sunshine, but the high was about 55. And so we were bundled up a little bit. But you know what? At home yesterday in Virginia, the high was about 30.
Yeah.
And for the next coming week down here, it's going to be in the upper 70s. And for the next coming week in Virginia, the high is going to be in the 40s. So, yeah.
Yeah. It just makes a big difference. I'm grateful, and I every time I see a blue sky and the sunshine and the warmth, so I'm spoiled. I'm going to be spoiled rotten because I'm just going to go from fall to spring and to spring to summer, with only maybe a little bit of nice wintry stuff if I have to be sure I'm home for Christmas.
For Christmas, yeah. For a week.
Yeah. I mean, I got to have that little bit of time. I mean, of course. Anyway, we just wanted to let you know that was a pretty major decision, and we've been able to work it out. And
I don't know if that information about health insurance is helpful, but I know several people asked about it, so we thought we would talk about it.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for watching.
Yeah, live simple.
Live free. You be blessed.
Yes. Love you guys, and we got more fun stuff to share pretty soon. Not that this was really fun, but we have better stuff coming up.
Yeah. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.